All right. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Quarantine Cafe. I am here right now with my man, Cassa. Yo, how are you, man? Where are you at? How's your quarantine going? Yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
Absolute shit. I hate it. But I'm in Toronto, and I'm in Toronto. We've been cooped up in the house now for like a whole month. I, I mean, we're just doing as good as you can be in a quarantine. you know.
Yeah. Yeah, we're kind of the same over here in Boston. We're just like, yeah, just getting used to life without doing anything.
Like not seeing people. That's the weirdest part. Not seeing people really. That's just so strange, really. Like every time I think of going to see a friend, I remember that you can't do it, and it's so weird.
Yeah, it's super weird.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about the music that you're about to play for us?
So what I selected was mostly my Rwandan trucks, and I just wanted to like bring a little bit of, variety and bring a little bit of home with me. So like it's mostly my reggae tunes and my Afro pop tunes, and doing music in Rwanda, like it might seem sometimes like the only subject that you are limited to is love and shit like that. You
Yeah.
can't really go that much outside of that, but it's slowly changing. But like those were the times where you could just mostly see, like the only thing that would sell really is like the kind of things that will make girls our age that time go, oh, that's cute. So that's the kind of music I wrote. Yeah.
Cool.
So it's mostly like love songs, and yeah, they're cute.
Awesome. So let's give that a listen, and then we'll be right back.
Hey, all right. So the first song is Ihorere. It's a typical reggae song. This is one of the oldest songs I've ever recorded, and this was just back when I was really still in hardcore in my reggae times. And Ihorere means don't worry, and it's, like I said, a typical reggae song about hope and love and all that good stuff, pretty much. So here it goes. So uranayo nakisi nshuti nyinshi ariko mu buzima nubwira byose nagize abanzi n'abagendeye kure ariko birabagira barambabaza umwanzi n'icyabereyeho akubabaza umutima nta kimwe cyiza cyakubaho ngo kimushimishe umwanzi akugira imigambi mibi
Send
wihogora 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 ihorere Yeah, man. So that was it. That was Ihorere, and it's one of the songs that pretty much introduced me to the music scene back home. Back home is Rwanda, and since then I recorded some more poppy, Afro pop sounding songs, more Afro R&B sounding songs, and more reggae. And the other reggae that I wanted to play is Ishiraniro. Sorry. Ishiraniro is a song that became a huge hit back home because everybody could relate to it. It pretty much talks about something that every immigrant African kid can relate to. When you're living home to go somewhere really far, most of the time your parents will make you sit down and give you all these advices and letting you know how you are going to be alone there, pretty much they're not going to be there, and how you have to conduct yourself and how you have to make sure you represent them well, pretty much. And so that's pretty much what the song is about. It's about being far from home and remembering all the advices that your old dad told you. Here it goes.
Tomorrow
back
Okay.
with Cassa right now. So man, like you said, you're from Rwanda
Hey.
originally, but you live in Toronto. Um,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
you talked a little bit about what like I guess the music recording industry is like in Rwanda, but like you're like kind of like a pop star over there. Like, what's that like?
It's great, but it's really mostly because like most people might not know, but like there was a terrible genocide in Rwanda like 26 years ago,
Yep.
and so with that, what what happened is that being such a small country, everybody knew where you lived, especially if you are a famous person, and
Mm.
especially if you're like a public figure. So like people like politicians and famous people who work at the radio and musicians were mostly like the first people to be targeted because everybody knew where you lived. You know, like when you're popular in such a small country,
Yeah.
everybody knows where you live. So that affected the music industry like crazy. When the genocide ended, the most of the music that we had on radio were just like really old time music, like music that came out like way before even genocide.
Hmm.
Most of the artists that survived were not really active because they're in exile. You know, kind of like picking up again, restarting. It's never easy. You're just like trying to like make ends meet. Really, you're not in your own country. So it took a long time to really get fresh content from Rwanda, and that kind of like affected how updated the type of music we did
Yeah.
because it's like the only thing that we knew as Rwandan music was like some very traditional folkloric stuff. But to a certain point, me growing up as a young dude in Rwanda, it was music that we appreciated, but that didn't really connect that well with our generation. It was
Yeah.
just like music that we listened to. It was like very ceremonial almost, you know? So some of us started like trying some new trends that at first were not very well received, like playing things like R&B in or pop music in Kinyarwanda was just like very strange.
Yep.
It sounded like you're trying to sound like Americans, but like you're singing. It was just like confusing.
Yep.
So at first it wasn't well received, but then slowly that gave some kind of like inspiration to even like a younger generation hearing us on radio playing all this music that the type of music that they like but in a language that they can even understand,
Yep.
which is great, was just something that became a movement, and that's really how I can be popular because I'm kind of like the father of that movement.
Okay. Yeah.
And yeah, so it's just great that today we can play whatever style of music we want in Rwanda, and it's not going to be weird because it has been received now after like many years, of course, of trying to like really make people understand that it's it's been received now that it's okay to play reggae music in Rwanda. It's okay to play like rock music or pop music. But now we even have our own kind of version of pop, which is like Afro pop, Afro beats, and stuff like that. So it's people are starting to understand how vast music can be and how open it can
The next song that I'm gonna play for y'all is more when I started recording more of the Afro pop stuff, and this is a love song. It's about it was actually a true story. It's about a girl that I was in love with for a long time, and then she left. She left for like 3 years, and then one day I was just minding my own business, and I saw her right there. She came back. And it was just such a weird thing as a teenager. Well, not really a teenager. I was like, 19, a teenager, 20. It was something surreal to me. I felt like I had to do something about it. This is the first time I ever wrote a song about somebody. It's pretty much, the song is called 3 Years, Imyakitatu. It means 3 years in English. And it's me just telling her how it was pretty insane, and I'm glad she's back. It's as cheesy as that, but it was cute, and here it goes. Kusezera niko tutazayo 나를 듣고 자꾸보나 너는 원무수라해서 내가 눈송이 느끼시고 그냥 기타도 실생각구보나 간도 숨기기에 기바바 소무티마 나를 한강에 나라고 듣게르시 너는 원기시 모빈이 소유무티마 스니께서 나를 나치기에게 너는 신동안이 fu샤고 꾸지노마 다리 꿈에 나라를 쇼보에 양수구름이 말아야 돼 인일이 멋으로 굴러 사람 바바사카 고생이 묵사기 위해 날 기다리 나왜 이 화상이 바쪽이라고 느끼가 왜냐면 문물을 왜 아한 옷을 꽉 다가 꾸야나 나 하게라 홍무티 무카야 이 fusaku 만나야 뭐해 입이타가서 놓고 너는 매력한게 아까비기에 귀한가나 비난이랑 아쿠 아마가라 우비시키야왜 요조롱하러다 이콩해라왜 심리께서 지키네 코코나린 지코 자꾸거나 너는 오목수라해세 얘는 웃음 입기시모 그냥 기타도 실생나구모나 근데 속기기에 기바바 소무티마 나를 한강에 나라고 택해르시 너는 위기시 모빈 요소유무티 승리가세 나리는 지키네게 나무 신동안이 fu샤고 꾸지노마 다리 꿈에 나라를 쇼보에 Now baby you are my ring honey be my wife 마세 부푼데 비가시 Let me be your man my love will never end 야바 무비기 너무 easy 자꾸 내린 fu라 너 새끼로 기라 I built your dreams with my two hands Baby take my love baby take my heart Pero no falla 그냥 기타도 실생각구모나 간도 속기기에 기바바 소무티마 나를 한강에 나라고 듣게르시 너는 위기시 모빈 요소유무티마 승리가세 나리는 지키네게 나무 신동안이 fu샤고 꾸지노마 다리 꿈에 나라를 쇼보에 양수구름이 말아야 돼 그냥 기타도 실생각구모나 간도 속기기에 기바바 소무티마 나를 한강에 나라고 듣게르시 너는 위기시 모빈 요소유무티마
How do you add like the Rwandan flavor to like reggae music or to like a like Afro-pop music from like other countries in Africa? Like what makes it Rwandan, you know? Other than the language.
What? It's really just the language, really.
Huh.
It's really just the language. What sometimes gives it like a twist of a local of like a Rwandan or like Congolese, for example, is when people decide to be a little bit more creative and play most of it with like traditional instruments, for example.
Cool.
That's when it becomes like our own flavor on it kind of thing, you know. But like most of the time, we don't really care to change it that much. We just like really sing it in our own language, really, and that's it, you know.
Nice. Yeah. So like totally shifting gears, just because I found this kind of funny when we were talking about it like a couple weeks ago. So you're in Toronto and Long and McQuaid is open. And like so for people in the United States who don't know what that is, Long and McQuaid is like it's sort of like the Canadian Sam Ash or something. It's like the biggest music superstore. And you can still go there and like buy musical equipment as long as you like stand in line outside.
It's a crazy operation though. It feels like you're buying contraband, which makes it like so much more fun. There was one actually just like right by my house, and I had to like when everything started locking down, I felt like I'm just gonna go insane. I have been playing ukulele just like to write music. I'm not confident yet really to play in front of an audience, but I still wanted to like take this time to like be able to practice singing and playing at the same time and stuff like that. So I wanted to rent a little a PA system, and man, it was like an insane operation. But I'm so glad that they're open. You have to call in advance, and then you place your order and pay for it. And then you go there and then wait outside, and then somebody yells So you let them know that you call again to let them know that you're here. Somebody goes in the window to look at you. They're like, okay, your number is 3465, and you remember that. And then after like a few minutes, you're just line up with a whole bunch of people. And then after a few minutes, they go 3165, and you know it's you. And somebody just like whooshes the stuff on the sidewalk and then closes the door and then pick it up and go. That's how I got to have some stuff to play.
Oh, that's hilarious. That sounds like, yeah, that really does sound like buying contraband.
It's fun. It's so much fun. I love buying contraband.
Yeah. So man, it looks like behind you, you've got like two different ukuleles, right?
Yes, that's my baritone ukulele, and that's just my regular tiny little ukulele. I also have a guitar that I don't really know how to play at all. I'm still learning. Cool. I don't have the patience to learn guitar, but I'm still learning.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen like a baritone ukulele before. We had a guy on before who played a bass ukulele.
They're pretty interesting. It's like a weird sound between the ukulele and a guitar. You know, it's like a smaller like guitar, so it has like a deeper sound, like a richer, deeper sound.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to hear it? Just strum it?
Yeah, strum it. Why not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me make you hear how it sounds. So unlike a regular ukulele, it has like a weird.
Ooh.
It has like a weird, deeper sound than a ukulele. Really.
Yeah, it's like a little bit richer, I guess.
Yeah, this is what helps me fake it and actually play guitar.
And the next song is also a love song. This is more recent, and it's also an Afro pop song. We call this more Afro beat. It also fit into a lot of kizomba styles. So it was a little bit of both, a little bit of Afro beat and Afro pop and kizomba that I brought together to create this one song. It's called Nobody, and it came out sometimes at the meet last year, and yeah, here it goes. And the next song is called Mukobwa Jana. And Mukobwa Jana means, so in my culture, when you want to marry, you bring dowry to the girl's family. And it's usually in forms of cows. And the more cow you give, the more value you put on your wife. So it's wiser to give as many cows as possible. And like when you give like 100 cows, for example, that means you're really balling. So there is a little name for girls to whom you gave a dowry of 100 cows. They call them Mukobwa Jana. She's worth 100 cows. And here it goes. Seko yawe yagashije amajoro seko nziza mico myiza wandutiye abakobwa burungana mico myiza iye yatana mama arabizi ko ari wowe nahisemo muzerekezi wanyu turakinyambo nabikoro imiryango izasaba And that's it. That was Mukobwa Jana. Thank you.
Hey man, so I guess we're like basically out of time for the interview, but is there anything else you want to say to the people out there at Quarantine Cafe?
Yo, I just wanted to say thank you so much for like listening to some Rwandan music. Check me out. I'm on Instagram and all over the place. And keep supporting music. It's hard time for people like us, but we're going to buckle up and we'll make it. Stay strong and wash your hands. Wash your dirty hands.
Yes, that was Cassa right there telling you to wash your hands. And this is your host, Callum, and we will see you guys again tomorrow at noon. Thank you so much, Cassa, and thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you.